Hi everybody, this is Oksana. Today we're going to be making this fun little ring. It actually started as a remake of this old video. I'll show you a picture up here. That's from 8 years ago. I still have that video here on my channel if you're interested, but it's an older video. Wanted to make a cleaner version with, a newer camera. And then what I was doing as I was making it is I was trying to kind of make the design better, and I was trying to connect these two sides of the loops together. The original video, I call this a leaf pendant because this kind of looked like a leaf. When I connected the wires by adding this bead to hold the wires together, it kind of looks like a butterfly now, or a dragonfly, or some kind of fly, doesn't it? So I'm renaming it. It's going to be the dragonfly butterfly pendant, and I also just for fun did this part differently, and I just kept it plain instead of making it double-sided like the original. I just added a little flower here just to keep it a little bit more simple. So my remake ended up being something new and different. This is a fun little ring. It's good for beginners, but you have to be able to weave because this requires some weaving here for the band. But other than that, it's pretty simple. You just need to have the right materials and some beads. One bead that fits on this 20 gauge wire and another bead that fits with two wires going through it. So that's the only thing. So if you want to see how I made this, just keep watching. We're going to be using two types of wire. These are both round wire. This is a 20 gauge and this is 26 gauge. Dead soft copper. I got these from riogrande.com. For our tools, we're going to be using wire cutters to cut the wire. Mine are Swanson brand, and then both regular pliers and round nose pliers. Mine are Lindstrom brand. The regular ones are called RX 7890, and the round ones are called RX 7590. You're also going to need two little beads. The size isn't really important, but they're about 5 millimeters, and this one might be like 6 millimeters. But the important part is that one bead, I know mine's shaped like a flower, but it can be just a plain bead. It does not have to be a flower. The only thing is that the little bead needs to fit on your 20 gauge wire, whatever kind of bead it is. And then for the second bead, that one, mine's a little bigger because it needs to have a larger hole. I just went through my beads and I found one that had kind of a larger hole because it needs to fit on two of the 20 gauge wire. So you can just test. This is like a scrap wire I have. So I folded it in half and I'm testing that it can fit on two of the 20 gauge wires, and it can. So that's the only thing that you need your beads to be able to do. We're going to start with one piece of that thicker wire, the 20 gauge wire, and it measures 12 inches long. This should be adequate for most ring sizes. And then we are going to take, this is kind of optional, but if you have a little bead that you would like to add, this is going to be on one side of the ring. I have this little flower that I thought was really, really cute. And so I'm going to add that. It could just be a plain round bead as well. It doesn't have to be, anything special. So we're bringing the ends of our wire together, and the little flower bead, or the little bead, we want it to be on the bottom here, or what will be the middle of this one wire that we're using. So I'm just tightening this little loop that has formed so it's not too large. And then once I'm satisfied with it being small enough, I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to just hold the wire, one wire at a time, and just kind of straighten it so it goes straight. Because right now the wires, they were crisscrossing each other, and we want them to just go straight up and to be side by side. So now I'm doing the other wire, and now if you take a look at it, they're side by side. So now we're going to use our 26 gauge wire to do some weaving. So what I'm going to do is the tops of the wires here, I'm just going to kind of curve them a little bit in each of their kind of directions. This way it's easier for me when I'm weaving and I'm putting my wire through. Because see, they kind of even just moved. But this way, I know that I'm putting it through the right way. So we start with just the little end of the wire. I'm going to hold it here in between my fingers to get it started. And then I'm going to bring the wire up and over that top wire. Then I'm going to bring it in between like that. And then up again. So now it looks like there's two little wraps, one around each wire. Now I'm bringing it over the top again and just down across both of the wires. Now I'm bringing it up through the middle and down and up, so that formed a little wrap on the bottom. So over the top and through the middle and up and around and down across both wires. I'll link a tutorial that I have that's just on this weaving pattern. If you're having trouble with it, that video repeats it like over and over a bunch of times, so it gives you lots of time to get the hang of it. But I'll repeat it a few more times here. So basically through the middle, which forms a wrap around the bottom wire, then around the top and through the middle again from front to back, which forms a little wrap around the top wire. Here's a little closer look at that. Then around the top and down across both wires, and then repeat. So around the bottom wire, around the top wire, and down across both. All right, so bottom wire, top wire, down across both. So that's our little weaving pattern that we're going to be doing. That is going to be for the band of our ring. And we need to do it, we might need to do it different lengths depending on the size ring that you want to make. I will measure mine for you when I'm done. It is an adjustable ring, so you won't have to make yours too different unless your size is, you know, significantly different than mine. I'm going to aim for about a size 7. That way it can be adjustable, you know, down a few sizes, up a few sizes. So I'm just going to continue doing this weave off camera since it's just very repetitive, and I'll come back when I'm done. All right, so the length of my little wrap there is about 60 millimeters, or almost 2.5 inches. It's 2.5 inches if we measure the flower as well. Actually, it's a little bit more than that if we measure the flower. But anyway, just in that rough vicinity, and it will also depend on how much of an overlap you want there to be between the flower and the butterfly. So I'm gonna start here on this size 7, which is what I want to make, and I'm bending my ring around it like this. So you can see the butterfly will start right here, and it can kind of slide down as well. So it's an adjustable ring. I just need to fix the back of it. I always forget my ring mandrel has like this thing in the back for beads, so it makes the ring band a little bit funny. All right, so once you've done that and you have your band bent, what you want to do is get rid of these little wire ends. I've left them up until now just in case we needed to maybe add a little bit more, but looks like it's all good. Looks like we don't, so we can go ahead and trim them. The best way to get rid of the wire ends is you don't want it on the back or on the front. You kind of want it in the middle, if that makes any sense. So I am going to cut it, leave a little end, and what I'm going to try and do here, so I'm going to turn that little wire end downwards so that when I press down on it, it kind of is going to go in between those two wires. I'm trying to hide the wire end in between the wires rather than having it be exposed on the front or back. So it's not exposed on this front side, and it's not long enough to poke all the way through to the back either. I'm gonna feel that just in case. All right, so that's good. So now the same thing here. So I'm just gonna trim. And actually these wires are going to be separating anyways, so we can go ahead and separate them now. That'll be easier to take the little wire end and then just kind of turn it inwards and then press down on it here. So it ends up in the middle in between the two wires, and then just making sure it's not too long so it's not sticking out the other side like that. All right, so now we're gonna make the little dragonfly or butterfly. So the hardest part here is trying to keep it symmetrical, the little wings symmetrical. So I'm gonna make a loop, not too tiny because the loops get smaller as we go up. So you wanna start with the bigger loop and then just have this wire go straight up so it loops around and goes straight up. And now I'm going to do that on the other side as well, just kind of looking at this loop as I make this other one and attempting to make it as similar as possible. And now we're going to do that again and make a loop that's a little bit smaller this time, like that. And I like it when the two loops overlap a little tiny bit, like the smaller loop almost like sits a little bit on top of the other loop, like this. All right, so let's line these up. So in the original ring design, I used thicker wire. I used 18 gauge, so it was a little bit sturdier, and I did not do this next step with the bead. I just left it without the bead. And you can do that, but see how they kind of move? I wanted to connect them together somehow, and that's why I ended up doing the bead. So to do that, you just need to find a bead that fits on both of your wires. So this is a bead that I found in my collection that fits on both wires together. So it had to be a bigger bead because it had to have a larger hole, and that's what I found here. So I'm going to slide that all the way down. So now I'm going to take one side and bring it to the right, another side and bring it to the left. And I'm going to trim. Try to trim so they are the same length, the little ends there. I think this one is just a smidge longer. There we go. So this is the part where we're going to use the round nose pliers. So what I'm going to do is just grab this wire end. I'm going to squish it a little bit. That's just how I like to make my loops. However you make them is fine. And then here with the smallest end of my round nose pliers, I'm just going to complete that little loop just like that. And now I'm going to do the same thing here on this side, just squishing that wire and making turning it to complete the little loop. And then with your pliers, you can just go over that just to make sure that they're nice and flat. So the wire ends will be hidden because they're just kind of going inwards into each other like that. So now we're going to put this on our ring mandrel. So here it is around a size 7. You can get a little bigger, you can bring it tighter to make it a little smaller since it's adjustable. So what I'm gonna do is this little butterfly, I'm gonna press it up a little bit, see how it's overlapping there? I'm going to just kind of gently bend it up and press on it so it's also kind of curving around the ring a little bit more. Like this. All right, so this way, when you wear it as a ring, it'll look like this. So that's it. This is our finished ring. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, leave me a like down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.